But the Kenyan government through Sakaja, they are using the police to protect criminals.
The 4 laptops, as a confirmation, they were not dropped off by an officer who was holding them. Those ones were the recoveries.
Nairobi Central Business District, June 17, 2025. The air was thick with tension and the sting of tear gas. Protesters flooded the streets, their chants for justice echoing off skyscrapers. But what began as a call for accountability spiraled into chaos. Viral videos capture a chilling scene. Police officers walking side by side with club-wielding thugs, their movements eerily synchronized. Businesses are looted, vehicles set ablaze, and Kenyans were left reeling, pointing to what they call undeniable evidence of state-backed impunity. The heart of Kenya's capital became a battleground, with the public and police locked in a bitter clash. At the center of the storm is Nairobi Police Commander George Seda, scrambling to address explosive allegations that his officers colluded with armed gangs during Tuesday's protests.
We never included in our operations the areas where we were supposed to be assisted by persons called goons, knowing that in Kenya also goons or vigilantism is all outlawed. So as a procedure, that's commotion, and also to know who are these goons and who are their sponsors.
Videos circulating online show men brandishing maces and knives, attacking civilians and vandalizing property, while anti-riot police appear to stand by, or worse, offer cover. Seda has pushed back hard, denying any police-goon alliance. In a statement to the media, he insisted his team is investigating and suggested that arrests will reveal who hired the guns. He said that when you approach Sakaja as a person, they may not get the information. He will recant. But when they start arresting, they will tell the police who hired them, referring to the goons, hinting at a deeper layer to the story.
Who, Sakaja? So that one maybe my team have not revealed. When you approach Sakaja as a person, we may not get the information. He will recant. But when we start arresting, that's the time we are going. They will tell us who hired them.
But for many Kenyans, his words ring hollow.
We are not seemingly at war with our publics, but we are there to provide security. We are not at war totally with our publics. And we want to have what we call total cooperation.
The outrage stems from more than just the videos. Eyewitnesses reports goons riding into the CBD on motorbikes, shouting no protests, while snatching phones, handbags, and valuables. Some were even filmed outside City Hall, chanting, "Sakaja, we have protected the city," fueling suspicions that Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja was involved. Sakaja has been quick to distance himself from the chaos. In a statement on June 18th, he declared, quote, "We categorically distance ourselves from any gangs, militias, or politically sponsored groups that exploit demonstrations to engage in criminal activity. We strongly condemn the destruction of public and private property witnessed on Tuesday, perpetrated by hired goons brought in from outside Nairobi." His words aim to quell the firestorm, but questions linger, especially after videos showed the mob operating freely under police watch. The mob is even claimed to have come from the City Hall corridors. The destruction was staggering. Businesses shattered, livelihoods were crushed, and public infrastructure like streetlights and sanitation systems lay in ruins. Losses are estimated in the billions of shillings. One particularly damning piece of evidence, 4 laptops, allegedly stolen during the chaos, were seen in the hands of police officers. The National Police Service claims these were not dropped off by officers, but were being held as evidence.
The 4 laptops, as a confirmation, they were not dropped off by an officer who was holding them. Those ones were the recoveries. And I'll clearly say, when the officers were off the duty area, all those laptops were handed over.
Yet, the public isn't buying it. The protests were sparked by the death of blogger Albert Ojwang in police custody, a case that has reignited long-standing anger over police brutality. The chaos in Nairobi's streets has only deepened distrust, with many pointing to a culture of impunity. Social media is ablaze with hashtags like Justice for Albert Ojwang, and activists are demanding accountability from both the police and government officials. As the police deployed tear gas and anti-riots units, the goons' actions raised eyebrows. Witnesses reported seeing them back orders at officers, instructing them to lob tear gas at protesters. This apparent coordination has led to accusations of a deliberate strategy to suppress dissent.
It was even difficult to realize between the goons and the protesters. Normally, we have what you call the diversionary issues in terms of how people work. We have been seeing goons working, or rather attacking us through what you call the stones. They might have even changed to be using the fimbles in terms of attack. And that's why we are already in what you call a troubled zones. And the troubled zones, once you overreact, the situation become more.
The fallout is undeniable. Businesses are counting losses, and civilians are nursing wounds from whips, clubs, and tear gas. The shooting of Boniface Kariuki, a 22-year-old mask vendor, by a police officer during the protests has only added fuel to the fire.
Also to clarify, or rather to make it clear, the officer who was seen shooting a protester in close range, he was arrested yesterday, and as now is in cells at Capital Police, the police stations, is also being processed to face law, because law cuts across every other person. No person should be left without having it once the crime has been committed. Always we discourage going to such duties where we have got rioters with what we call live ammunition. We normally have what we call the tear gases and normally the riot gear. Live ammunition, we know where we use them. We are not in active operations where we are supposed to use the live bullets.
Sakaja condemned the shooting, calling for a thorough investigation, but his words have done little to calm a furious public. The opposition has lashed at the state for allegedly orchestrating the mayhem, even in collaboration with the goons.
It's unfortunate that Kenyan government has sent police to Haiti to protect the Haitians from criminal gangs, but the Kenyan government through Sakaja, they are using the police to protect criminals. This is illegal, and I call upon the County Assembly of Nairobi to stand up and do their job.
To call out the IG, Inspector General of Police, it is your business to protect life and property. Na vile mambo yanaendelea Nairobi, inafaa IG achukue hatua kwa Sakaja, na hatua ni kumkamata Gavana Sakaja ambaye amesema yeye hata ruhusu waandamanaji kuingia ndani ya Nairobi. Na nikimalizia, ni vizuri tuseme wale ambaye mabiashara zao zimeibiwa, wale ambaye wameumizwa Nairobi, kama wewe ni mwanabiashara, usilipe kodi Nairobi. Nairobi haiwezi kukufanyia dhulma na wewe uendelee kulipa kodi ya Nairobi. They should boycott. It is allowed, it is constitutional. They should even picket because Sakaja is leading the county the way it should not be.
What do you think about the story? Drop your comments. Newsroom, Maisha TV, Bushabi Jr.